Plaintiff Tina Graham and her boyfriend Steve say the defendant is Tina's sister, and she's been a violent bully for years. Tina claims the defendant has assaulted her several times, and she's suing her today for a phone bill and a bail bond. Defendant Brenda Labs says Tina has always been about herself, and she's been harassing and threatening Brenda for years. Brenda recently filed a restraining order against Tina, and she's countersuing for the harassment and emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Growing up with my sister was very hard. She's always been a violent person.
Starting at what age?
Very young, from the time that I could remember. She would beat me up. She would lie to get my brothers in trouble. She would
You consider
get
that
fights.
violence?
She would get in
You
fights.
consider that violence?
She was only violent towards me.
Why do you think that was? Why do you think it was only you?
I don't, because I was the youngest out of my two older brothers.
Anybody else violent towards you, the older ones?
No.
Okay, and you don't know why this older one was?
She was kind of like a bully in my life.
Okay.
She would bully me around.
You couldn't figure it out and you still haven't?
No, because she still doesn't.
Okay, how?
She, in 2003, she attacked me at my cousin's house. And she invited me in. I sat down on the couch and Brenda was sitting on the other end of the couch. And I was talking to my cousin, and I guess I said something that Brenda didn't like me to like. And she got up and started walking towards me, and grabbed me by my head, scratched my forehead, making it bleed in the process of that. Proceeded to get me into a headlock and punched me in my head and in my ribs. And then when I got free, I called the cops. I grabbed my purse and went outside and called the cops. The cops came. She lied on the police report saying that she didn't have nothing, she didn't start any of it when she's the one who did it all.
Who did she say started it?
She said that I did it.
Okay.
And I
Did she have any injuries that
No.
visible?
No,
You
she
had
didn't.
visible injuries.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I got the harassment charges pressed on me. Went to court. My cousin came to court with me that day. Brenda seen that my cousin was with me to tell the truth of what happened, and she left the courtroom. Well, there's other incidents where she has attacked me and pulled my hair. In our adult years, she's done this to me.
Did you call the police on that one, or did the police come then?
Not on that one, no.
Why not?
Because my mom broke that one up.
Okay. Let me hear from you on this stuff.
Tina is all about herself. She doesn't care about anybody but herself. She has no morals. Back in 2011, my cousin, the cousin that she is speaking about, committed suicide. And within a week, her and her husband, my dead cousin's husband, they are together. They're still together right now. It's the man standing next to her.
Your Honor, that was in 2004, not 2011.
Well,
Well, what's your point?
that just want to point the morals of my sister out.
All right, what else?
And then in 2003, when she's speaking about the incident that happened, she was living with me, her husband, and her two kids. And I came home, and my daughter was 12 at the time, and she was sitting there, and she was crying, and I asked her what she was crying about. And she said that she was hungry, and she had asked her Aunt Na, which is what she calls her, if she could eat. And my sister told her, no, this is the food that I bought, and you can't have any.
All right. What are you suing her for? Phone bill and bail bond. Tell me about that.
In 2003, she was arrested. She was getting investigated for a murder that she had nothing to do with. She was going into the detective's office and forgot she had methamphetamines in her purse. And got put in jail for that. She promised that if I come up with the money to get her out of jail, that she would pay me back the bonds money and the phone bill. And I've never received a dime for that from her.
And this happened 15 years ago?
Yes, I have given her.
Why are you just showing up?
Why? Well,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
had stopped talking to her for 8 years.
Well, Why didn't you send a letter asking for your money?
Because she's not that kind of person. She would have just
She's
thrown
not
it
what
away.
type of person?
She's
She
not
doesn't read her mail?
She wouldn't have read. She would have just thrown it away, Your
Pardon
Honor.
me?
She would have just thrown it away, Your Honor.
All right, that's when you get a default judgment.
Yes,
She would have owed you automatically. Let me hear from you, man. What's your counterclaim?
My counterclaim is for.
When did it first, is it up to date? Or is it 03?
Yeah, it's actually up to date, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Over the last 8 years that I have spoke with my sister, she's worked for me. I have given her a job.
She worked for you from what years?
She's been working. She started working for me in 2012, 2013, up till just 2017.
So she was working for you as of 6 years ago?
Yeah.
Ma'am, is that true?
I worked with her, not for her.
Go ahead with your counterclaim.
Your Honor, and in this meantime that I've given her a job, I allowed her to buy a vehicle. She has walked off the job on several occasions, and I've given her a job back because she was my sister, okay? And that's the type of person that I am. Every time she'd walk off, it would be a barrage of harassment.
Did she ask for her money
No,
since 2012 when you all were
owed it to
side
me,
by
Your Honor.
side?
Your Honor, I didn't
She
owe her
say
the
from 03 to 12, you all never spoke. In 12, we now know that you all worked together. And she
worked
never
for me.
asked for her money?
No, because I didn't owe it
I
to
hope
her.
you're telling the truth. She's reaching for
Honor.
something.
Your
Do
Honor.
you have something where you show you've asked for your money since 2012?
I didn't ask for this money.
All right,
Your Honor.
that's all
Your
I
Honor.
wanted to know.
She knew she owes me. She knows she
Your Honor.
I
owes
got
it to
you.
me.
Go
Now
in.
she says she doesn't, right? You owe her?
No, I've never owed her.
See, she doesn't say that. Let's
Yes,
see,
she
ma'am.
does, Your Honor. She's lying.
Let's get to this. All you're talking about
This
is
is just-
now 2012. What has she done to you recently?
Okay, what has she done to me recently?
Yes, ma'am.
I have text messages where she has threatened me. This is a
What
barrage
year?
of harassment.
What
this
year?
Of this year.
Why?
Because she owed
The
me
reason
money,
why
Your
we're
Honor.
here is because I filed a temporary restraining order against her to get her out of my life.
She lied
Why?
about
It's
everything.
constant. The emotional distress, the harassment,
Why
threatening.
has she been harassing you?
I
Because of this lifelong beef?
No.
I guess I didn't realize she had
Let
lifelong
me
beef
see
with me. I
what the
was working.
harassment. Maybe that'll explain
Some of it.
because you act like you can't tell me why she's harassing you.
I don't really know.
I'm not.
You don't know why she's harassing
It's just that it's in her
you. And
nature.
have you ever asked?
Well, I know because.
Pardon me?
No, I haven't ever asked her why. What was her beef?
Ask her. She's here today.
What is her
Say,
beef?
why do you always
What is
harass
my
me?
beef? It's because you owe me money, Brenda. You owe me money for
Tina.
All right,
delivering
now you
phone
never owed
understand
you
why
money.
she harasses you?
Judge, I never owed her
All right,
money.
well, she
Yes,
believes
she
you
has.
do. Ma'am,
Go ahead.
can you prove that she owed you money since 03?
Yes, sir.
Since you say that's the reason you were harassing her.
Until
And
now.
that's the case we're on now, harassment. We're beyond you collecting. We're on harassment, though, because the harassment is
Sir,
fresh.
Your Honor. I wasn't harassing her when I was texting her.
Okay.
I was trying to get not this money not from 2003 that she owes me for, but this present money for working with her. She owed me, delivering phone books. She owed me for. Here's the phone book evidence.
But that's not what you're suing for today, ma'am.
Your Honor,
Everything you're
not-
suing for is in 2003.
She is suing me for
I've tried my
harassment,
best,
sir.
ma'am. I'm looking right here. You are lying, C, and go ahead and call the cops. What they're going to do?
Your Honor.
Lying, you P.
Is that
That's
the only ones that
harassment.
she's got?
Judgment for you, ma'am. Counterclaim.
Sir.
Yours is dismissed. It's way beyond the statute of limitations. Whatever you're bringing up now is not what you were suing for. You were suing for a phone bill and
That's-
for a bail bond, all of which occurred in 2003. Goodbye. Have a good day. Your
Sir.
claim dismissed. Yours is granted.
What?
I just want
don't have
her
nothing
to
say
leave me alone. That's all I want. I have paperwork stating that she should be leaving me alone. I want her out of my life. She's a moralist person, and I want nothing to do with her ever again.
What are you? You put sugar in your boyfriend's gas tank
Are
right
you
after you got your
serious?
brand new truck and blamed it on me.
Wow, are you?
You are
Wow.
lying.
Wow, look at my boyfriend's statement and see what he says.
You are lying. Yeah, you probably a knife to his throat.
Oh, I'm sure I did.